Can you guys hear me now?
Didn't want to see him.
We got you.
How you doing, Wes?
How's the dog?
The dog is still here.
Okay.
So probably
Who
got
leaves an
foisted.
Who leaves
What
an
time did you guys?
8-week-old?
What time did you guys start?
Regular
Do you know-
time.
Do you have any
Same time we
idea?
always start.
Have you seen it?
It's an hour and 15
It's
minutes after
7:50
regular
p.m.
time.
Holy shit! It is. Oh my god.
Oh, you didn't know what time it was? Yeah.
No.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, I was just surprised you joined. We're at the
Wow.
end.
Yeah, we're at the very tail end here.
Yeah.
Let's keep going. All right, Scott, Frank, and everybody else on Instagram. For thank
Still
you.
on East Coast time, I think.
Thank you for reporting that.
That would be worse.
Yeah,
You'd be
doesn't really add up.
7:30.
It's
I'd be-
8:44 here.
It would be 8:44 East Coast time.
Right. I'm saying. I guess I was thought
That's
that
your normal
7:30
nap
was
is
the
to
start
wake up
time.
at 8:40.
No. Are you not understanding? If 7:30 is when I was going at on the East Coast.
Right. Correct.
So I'm
Yes,
still
yes.
I'm fucked up. But it doesn't matter because I just slept through everything. So
What do you got? You look. You have a refreshing beverage there. What do you got? You got some.
I've got
some
a
sparkling
got
caffeine beverage, which I probably just
Celsius?
I should
You're
probably
gonna be up
just
forever.
I should probably just stop drinking this now.
Yeah,
Is there any taurine? Is there any taurine in
We
there?
have 15 minutes left here. You got
Why don't you get yourself a
Caffeinated
tea?
drink at night.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go back to bed.
get a chamomile.
You are.
There it is.
Hell yeah, boss.
Oh, hey!
Oh yeah!
Good morning and welcome to episode 987 of Hard Factor. It is Friday, July 15th, 2022. Thank you for cheating on the news with us. Today, we have more big updates on former stories in the cup of coffee in the big time.
It's-
with Pat.
Easily one of the biggest news days of the year today. So get strapped the fuck in.
Putting a bow on a lot of these stories we've been talking about for a long time. Wes would be on deck, but he's missing. Wes has gone missing.
No idea where Wes is.
He recorded Florida Man Friday with us earlier today with Pat and I, and that's Florida Man Friday was bountiful again. Patreon.com/Hard Factor.
Strong Florida
so
man.
good. So many hilarious Florida Man stories. And Wes seemed to be doing okay at that point. We think he's probably fallen asleep. He's missing now at this
He's missing.
point.
I just had a really dark thought. I hope it's not. I hope it's just the nap. I was like, you know how he's doing Rover for the first time with that 8-week-old 2-pound Chihuahua. I was like, what if he's dealing with like a dead Chihuahua scenario?
Wouldn't be the first time.
Wow. Yeah. Well,
With Rover, yes, but wouldn't be the first time Wes is dealing with a.
That's what I'm saying.
We'll
What if
see.
it's
I
just,
mean,
like,
we
a
might find out
horrible
during the episode.
Scenario that he's panicking and he's like,
right.
oh.
If he's burying a body, you will be the first to know. The Hardo Hive.
I feel like Wes stays in touch. If there was
this is
darkness,
unusual.
yeah, we'll see.
If there's darkness, yeah. Yeah, he's probably just asleep.
Yeah, he's definitely asleep.
Well, we'll see what happens as the episode unfolds.
What if he's
Mark-
fighting one of his pedo neighbors?
Yeah. What? Yeah. I don't want to think about the dark ones
A
anymore.
lot
Let's
of
keep-
pedo
No,
neighbors.
dark ones are
We got to
bad.
keep. Let's soldier on here. We'll find out about Wes soon. I've got keep happy thoughts. Happy thoughts. Some very sexual stories from the Southern Hemisphere in the TikTok International Moment with Mark. So
Yeah.
yeah,
You're going to want to hear the first one.
I want to hear all of them.
Yeah, they're all good, but the first one.
You really need to hear that first one.
Yeah.
It's very sexual.
It's extremely sexual.
Yeah.
Hell
And
yeah.
dark. I think.
What do you got, Willie?
I'm in the hole with the Hive Five, as is tradition, like a buzzing butt plug. to cap your week off.
tradition.
And the Hive is buzzing, as always. Incredible submissions from everybody. And as we said it just a minute ago, Florida Man Friday is out now. Patreon.com/Hard Factor. It is bountiful yet again. A bountiful harvest of Florida Man stories.
We cover the robbery of a man who was wearing not one but 2 watches, both worth $20,000.
That was impressive.
Wait,
We
same-
covered.
Did he rob the watches or was he already
Oh,
armed with
you'd
watches?
You'd have to listen to
He
find
was
out.
wearing 2 watches, one
Wearing
on
2
each
watches
wrist.
at once, though. That's
He's
What
right.
does he
never
need
late.
what is he robbing people for if he's got
No.
40 grand on his
No.
wrist? Okay.
No,
Mark.
no, he got robbed.
Yeah, you gotta
Oh.
listen. You gotta listen to get the deets. You'd think, but no. Also, we covered the guy who ran away from the cops on a John Deere mower. That was classic.
Top
story.
speed 9 miles an hour.
How far to get that? That reminds us me of
Mark. He didn't get far enough to not get tased in the driver's seat.
Do you remember the tractor scene we did in 60
on foot? Yeah.
I was talking to PFT about 60/40 the other day. He brought it up randomly at breakfast when I was down there at the beach.
60/40 was a great sketch.
He's like, remember 60/40? I was like, yeah, man, that was a good sketch, man. He's like, just brothers getting after it. Mm-hmm.
It's a great sketch, and there's a literal tractor chase, but it's tractor to tractor.
I believe it's still online. You might be able to find it. 60/40. Who do you know here? Google that.
Oh, he didn't delete those ones?
That was on me, and none of them are deleted. They're just privatized because this big-time star became a big-time star. And he got scared. They'll come out eventually. Some already have.
Oh, they'll come out.
Let's do the news.
Yeah, cup of coffee in the big time.
Fun fact, boys. 1933, Saudi Aramco was born out of an agreement between Saudi Arabia and California-based U.S. company SoCal. All right? Who knew? This agreement, like many granted to big U.S. and British oil companies at the time, gave it the exclusive right to explore and extract oil on Saudi territory. It was originally called the California Arabian Standard Oil Company and was renamed Arabian American Oil Company, or as we know it today, Aramco. And it was run by a consortium of U.S. oil companies, including the predecessors to Chevron, Texaco, ExxonMobil, etc. And
that's a good way to get your foot in the door. Yeah.
It is, but we got our foot out of the door, and that's really why this is a fun fact. In 1960, following the creation of OPEC, Saudi Arabia and other oil-producing countries began negotiations to naturalize their national resources. And in 1980, guys, the Saudi government officially did their final buyout of Aramco's assets, creating the Saudi Arabian Oil Company, which is the richest company, period, today. And I'm thinking, maybe we should have kept a piece. Just saying. Maybe we should have kept just a sliv.
Yeah,
just
or just do more of our own, which we seem to just be.
We're going to get into that in the coffee. We're going to get into that in the coffee. Old Joe Biden.
Lots of ways we could have got around this one instead of putting ourselves behind the 8 ball. We did none of them.
It's tough. It's like that guy, the third guy in Apple that ended up like living in a trailer park, you know? Remember that guy?
Yeah. Or the brothers or the original founders of McDonald's. Yeah.
Or the UFC guys.
Right.
Yeah.
A lot of people getting screwed from big companies.
I mean, come on, man.
I wouldn't compare the United States of America with any of those people.
Is that Reagan? Who did that? Reagan? Who let us out? We should have just got the piece.
In 1960?
80.
80.
75 to 80 is when the buyout took place.
Oh, 80 was Carter.
75
Carter.
to 80.
Yeah. Nixon was before that. Yeah.
80 was Jimmy Carter.
Yeah, 75 to 80, they let the buyout go. God damn it.
Whoopsies.
All right, guys, let's get into some trending topics. First of all, Armie Hammer, back in the news, right? Armie Hammer saga. You remember this? Earlier this week, Will texted the group, said, look, Armie Hammer's selling timeshares. I said, that can't be right.
TMZ.
That can't be right. As I said, my ex-girlfriend used to hang out with Armie Hammer. She told me this guy's got a trust fund. She told me he grew up in the Cayman. She told me his dad ran an oil company. This doesn't seem right. And then I sent Will an article from Variety. So look, and to be totally honest with you, slightly more trusted than TMZ, that says no.
Is it?
Variety, absolutely. It's pretty good.
Yeah, and that's what we said. They were competing articles. The TMZ one said they sent people in to get buy a timeshare from him, and they got the service from him. And
That's
then
true.
the Variety one, I thought it was Vanity Fair, but Variety, it was like Marriott being like, no, he doesn't work here. He doesn't work here.
I feel like when it comes to these type of stories, there is no one better than TMZ. They do have the best boots on the ground, and they get everything first.
They're going to get their nose dirty.
I mean, TMZ gets the best scoops. Usually, they're
this
dirty.
Is a scoop.
It's a scoop, but I expect
had it
more
right.
from Variety. Well, okay, look, here was the first Variety headline. It was no, Armie Hammer isn't working as a hotel concierge in the Caymans.
Wow,
right?
that seems pretty certain. Well,
And that's so
smug.
throwing you off the scent. Like it's almost like somebody paid to have that, like Marriott or his family.
I texted this to my ex-girlfriend. I said, is this believable? And she goes, no, dude, absolutely not
but they're
believable.
that rich where they could pay to have that headline printed.
That's what no. They don't care. Okay, because if you click that link that I sent you,
but Marriott does, because Marriott made a big point of saying it's not. He's not our employee.
Well, some guy that works in Marriott. But if you go north in the text chain, and you click that same link, click the exact same link, you know what you're going to see? This Armie Hammer is working as a timeshare salesman in the Caymans after all.
Same
link.
Author?
Exactly.
Same Variety had to
same
update
link,
it.
same
They got
Variety.
ants
the same
by
writer?
TMZ.
Yeah, I was looking to see. I was like, well, where's that old Variety article? Oh, it's the same URL. You fucking assholes.
What a bunch of dicks.
Yeah, guys.
Yeah, TMZ nailed it.
That's
So,
shady journalism. They didn't even like say, "Oops,
Somebody
we
paid
messed
for
up."
that shit.
I mean, I
man.
guess
There was
technically it's a
Marriott
retraction.
spokesperson in
Is
there,
it?
like
That's not a
yeah.
retraction.
I mean, printing it over. It's like they literally. This is the equivalent of taking all the newspapers back and printing over the original article.
You know what?
But luckily for them, they don't print anymore, so they can just update it.
You know
So
what
that's
that
what
is?
everybody does now.
Variety's like gaslighting people. Like all of a sudden, like you think you're insane because you read a Variety article saying one thing, and then the same article has a completely different headline.
gotta take
It doesn't
screenshots,
say
Mark.
it doesn't say like update. Like they just totally fucking are like screwing with people.
It's fucked up. It fucked me up. Made me look like an asshole. Because I went and
I'm losing my mind.
I texted an ex, which we have a fine relationship, but I'm like, hey, you know that rich guy you used to hang out with? This is not true, right? And she was like, no. And then I shamed Will, and I was wrong.
Yeah.
Well, it turns out, no. I mean, TMZ. I just saw the TMZ headline first. That's all. No hard feelings on my part. When I saw the TMZ thing and they had the picture of him in the office, I was like, that was pretty good.
When it comes to celebrity scoops, no one gets it better. Or
That's the
quicker
picture.
than
Yeah,
TMZ.
that picture. Yeah, that we showed it. Yeah, on the other show. Yeah.
Anyway, guys.
It looked pretty real.
So here's the deal. Noted cannibal fetishist and child of Armand Hammer, who's is the oil exec worth a reported, well, he's dead, but worth a reported $200 million. I think he would have set up a trust fund. Anyway.
He's frozen somewhere. He's not dead.
Probably. But yeah, Armand Hammer Jr., Armie Hammer, is a timeshare salesman in the Cayman Islands. A rumor that was circulated via this flyer. Remember this flyer, guys? The Armand Hammer timeshare flyer?
Which was his buddies messing with him. That's all right. Yeah, like that was his buddies messing with him. Like, oh, he works here now. Hilarious.
But that flyer also looks like Armie Hammer. The picture from TMZ does not look like him.
Well,
at all.
you wouldn't use his headshot though. You wouldn't
He's
use
gotten
a
a little
headshot,
older, Mark, and he's probably put on some weight after the
he was
family
just
left
in
him.
Death
Grand
of the
Cayman.
Nile, which came out in 2020.
But it was shot way beforehand.
Okay.
It was COVID delayed. And also, by the way, Murder on the Orient Express, in my opinion, for me, was an 8. It was a fantastic film. I loved it. I love a good mystery.
I don't think
Death
anybody's
on the
going
Nile.
after his acting skills.
Death
I
on the
think
Nile.
People are really
Horrible.
concerned with his sexual appetites
Right.
and the cannibalism aspect.
And the
That,
rape
the
investigation.
cannibalism, and
The rapes.
the rapes.
The
Anyway.
alleged rapes, yes.
Variety talked to another source, guys, who says Armie's working at the resort and selling timeshares. He's working at a cubicle. The reality is he's totally broke and trying to fill in the days and earn money to support his family. The individual who asked to remain anonymous says that prior to working at the timeshare salesman, Hammer was managing an apartment complex in the Cayman Islands. He's living there to be near his kids and his wife. But look, good for him, dude. You know, people got to work.
So unbelievable though, with the family he's from, that he would need to do that.
I agree with you, but I will say
Did
this.
he get cut out for some reason? He got cut out of
Maybe
the money?
the legal aspect cut him out.
I don't know too much about trust funds, but he's got a trust fund and his dad's dead. But his mom's a super conservative Christian, like hard.
Right, yeah, but there could be conditions to the trust fund that are like, hey, if you're under investigation for something, you don't get money at the time or something. I don't know.
Who knows? I don't want to shame here though, because I know that rich people, or
So
people
the
you
family
perceive,
stayed in Cayman Islands?
they've always been there. Oh, his family, like he grew up in the Caymans because that's like where they hung out.
Oh,
But his wife and kids are still there.
yes, his wife and kids left back to America. Okay, that's
Anyway,
all right.
I think they spent time there. Point is, a lot of people that you think are rich aren't that rich, and there's nothing wrong with being a working man. There is something wrong with eating people, but that's a whole different thing.
I bet he's probably pretty good at selling timeshares too.
Oh, yeah,
great
sociopath.
actor, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You gotta be able to sell something.
Probably their top salesman. Yeah.
Timeshares are the fucking worst. All right, guys.
Charm them, you know.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings trailer. Oh, guys, the trailer for the Lord of the Rings show from Amazon Studios, Lord of the Rings Rings of Power, is out. Because back in April, Hollywood Reporter said that Amazon was going to spend $465 million on the show, just the first season. But today, the number is rumored to be closer to $1 billion for the first season. No,
That's
seriously.
ridiculous.
Which would make
How
it the
did they spend that
priciest
much
show ever
money?
made.
So each show is literally a blockbuster budget movie.
It's funny you say that because director J.A. Bayona recently told Empire Online that the show was something beyond a TV series. He said, Lord of the Rings Power of the Ring is not television. It's a new form we're creating here, which is, yeah, it's television. It's just really big TV.
Super expensive television.
Big time.
Game of Thrones style.
Huge. Well, yeah, I mean, that's what they're trying to do. They're taking a Game of Thrones swing.
We'll see. We'll see if Bezos can do it.
So the director's that guy. What is his name? I've never heard of this guy, J.A. Bayona. Showrunners, who in television are the king. So in TV, the directors the showrunners are the equivalent of the director in a film, kind of thing. They have the power, but the showrunners are not Peter Jackson. They're J.D. Payne and Patrick McKay. So I don't know. We'll see what comes out of them. Who knows? You guys excited?
I'm glad it's coming around. It looks pretty cool. We'll see.
I mean, I love the books, so of course I'll watch it, and I'm excited.
Where are they? You guys were asking if Gandalf's a chick, right?
Well, no. I was confused because so Mark then informed me this is like 1,000 years before the other
sure
things.
It's a prequel. Yeah.
Lady Gandalf. I wouldn't mind it
because they said the name of Gandalf, but I don't know. I wasn't like watching. I think I may have been taking a shit while I was watching it, so I was very in and out. So just FYI.
I didn't pay super close attention to it, but I thought the chick name was like Gandalf, but it wasn't quite 100%
Gandalf.
Yeah, it was like Gandalina or something.
I was very confused. Yeah, I was just like, what?
I mean,
Gandalf?
I'm getting the impression from it, and again, I might be wrong, that it's the 9 rings, that they gave to like each race.
Right, yeah.
And that this is
9 to the race of men.
It's before they cut Sauron's finger off, and all that stuff.
No, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, like, we'll see if it's awesome.
Look, it's going to be... It's going to be fucking dope, bro. It's going to be...
You're going to at least have amazing graphics.
It's going to be visual porn.
You can get high and enjoy it, right?
You're going to get high and enjoy it. There's no doubt about it. All right, moving on, guys. R.I.P. to Ivana Trump, the mother of former Hard Factor guest, two-timer Don Jr., Eric, and Ivanka, former wife of Donald Trump. She's dead. We know this, guys, because Donald Trump announced it on Truth Social, saying, quote, "I'm very saddened to inform all of you that loved her, of which there are many, that Ivana Trump has passed away at her home in New York City. She was a wonderful, beautiful, and amazing woman who led a great inspirational life. Her pride and joy were her 3 children, Donald Jr., Ivanka, and Eric. Eric is last there, notice. She was so proud of them, as we were all proud of her. Rest in peace, Ivana."
You can always claim chronological on that one.
Yeah, I guess he could. And look, he's excited because no more alimony. You know what I mean? The New York City police are investigating whether Miss Trump fell down the stairs at her home in Manhattan's Upper East Side, just off Fifth Ave. Foul play, not suspected.
Sad.
One thing to keep in mind, though, this lady was a boss bitch, okay?
She was always talking trash to Donald.
We know what a nightmare Donald Trump is probably to work with, and she worked side by side with him, helped run all of his businesses, and is most famous for the line in one of my favorite films, The First Wives Club, directed by Hugh Wilson. Ladies, don't get even, get everything.
Yeah, no, she was a boss bitch, and her kids are pretty powerful, and Ivanka's really hot, so good for her.
Well done.
She's got a legacy there.
Well done, Ivana.
Yeah.
73 years old. Guys, crazy Lauren Boebert is armed and angry after her a little too on the nose Shooter's Grill, located in the town of Rifle, Colorado.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Which happens to be
that restaurant wouldn't do that good of business.
Wouldn't do that good. No, we're talking about Shooter's Grill, guys, which is in Rifle, Colorado, which happens to be situated in Garfield County. You may remember the president who got assassinated that it's named after. In the state of Colorado, which translates roughly to the color red, as in the color red of the blood of the man who tried to come and take it. It's shutting down, unfortunately.
Shooter's Grill in Rifle, Colorado, in Ammunition Alley.
In Garfield County. Yeah.
When your owner goes to D.C. and is now living in Washington, D.C., that's probably a big blow, right?
Well, the landlord, guys, ambushed the congresswoman, sniping her right to renew the lease right out from underneath her. The establishment guys were waitresses with guns holstered on their hips, served shotgun burritos, locked and loaded nachos. Smith and Wesson Burgers and Rifle Toast is reportedly being targeted by Crocodile Dundee actor Paul Hogan to open a knife-themed restaurant in its place called Ear to Ear.
That'd be good.
That would be good.
Mm-hmm.
Huge stakes there.
Huge stakes. Ear to ear,
that's
mate.
not a knife.
Yeah.
Guys, Boebert told the story of why she started to carry her weapon openly, which was the hallmark of Shooter's Grill, about a dozen times publicly leading up to her 2020 campaign for Congresswoman. She did it.
So she's an open carrier constantly?
Well, yeah, and there's good reason. There's absolutely good reason.
In D.C., she does it, or she's not allowed?
She does it to the extent of which she can, but that's the shtick at Shooters is they're all open carrying, right?
Okay. Sure.
All the waitresses are open carrying?
Exactly, 100, yeah. And the reason is, guys, she told this story at CPAC. She told it even on the floor of the U.S. Congress during a debate about a bill that would require background checks for gun sales. It's pretty moving. I'm going to play it for you. Let's check the clip about why Boebert carries openly.
Woman working late nights at a restaurant, I learned real fast how important it is to defend myself. After a violent incident outside my business, I took advantage of Colorado's open carry laws and began to carry at work.
Shortly after we opened our restaurant, there was an altercation where a man was beat to death.
Whoa.
Outside of your restaurant? I'm sorry? I'm sorry?
Or where? This was
Outside of my restaurant. Outside of my restaurant, he was beat to death by another man. No weapons, no... And I immediately wondered, how am I going to protect everyone?
When I became a business owner, I needed to protect myself. There was an altercation outside of my restaurant where a man was physically beat to death. There were no weapons involved.
Oh.
He was beat to death by another man's hands.
There's a couple weapons.
All right.
Oh,
Lightning and
Sorry.
so wait,
Yeah.
So that's when she started.
Yeah, well, so you're following the timeline correctly. To recap, she opens a restaurant called Shooters in 2013, right? No open carry. It's called Shooters. Then in 2014, a man gets, quote, beat to death, and then she embraces
adds the open carry.
Seems logical, right?
I will say she might be onto something there, because I was just thinking about it in my head, and if you kind of did like a Laura Croft type thing, that's pretty hot. Like,
It is hot.
Tomb Raider style waitresses.
Oh, I have like no problem
hot.
with the theme, like, but then again, I'm an avid shooter.
There you go.
Like I like
Yeah.
the,
You might enjoy the Smith & Wesson burger.
I would probably would love it.
Or the locked and loaded nachos.
I'd love just go in there, just carry it on your hip,
Yeah.
eat a burger. They have
have
a
a-
range too.
The background check burrata is really one of my favorites.
No background check.
Sorry. Yeah.
Go shoot a couple cans on the range after you eat your burger. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's pretty cool.
it sounds fine to me. But what's going on? That seems a little shady, right?
Well, the
Like,
problem
what
is,
that?
Will, is that the autopsy report written by forensic pathologist Robert Kurtzman concluded that the man died of a meth overdose.
Okay, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was a
Beaten to
tweaker.
death with drugs.
Exactly.
He was a
Yeah.
tweaker who lived in their parking lot, and he. Yeah.
It's just a manufactured story that she used to justify Shooters. But look, Shooters is no more. R.I.P. Anyway, look out for Paul Hogan's ear to ear. Moving on, guys. Old man Biden headed to Saudi Arabia this week. He touches down this morning, and man, is he in a pickle, guys. If you may remember, Biden vowed during his election campaign to make Saudi Arabia a pariah, specifically because MBS, Prince Mohammed bin Salman, he murdered the U.S. resident and journalist Jamal Khashoggi, and then, pretended he
Suitcased
didn't.
him.
Yeah, suitcased him, as they said. Anyway, Biden said in the speech that once he was in office, if he was to be in office, he would refuse to speak with MBS and punish him with isolation, which, guess what? Didn't work. And that was what we would call, guys, a principled whoopsie. And I think I can say that as fucked up as it is that MBS did that, and as antithetical to the tenets of free press, which is a concept our own country was built on and seems to be consistently attacked these days within our own border, we made a deal with the devil over there. And I think most Americans right now would prefer Biden kiss the presidential ring, the prince's ring, and get some goddamn cheap oil over here in America.
Why doesn't he just pump more? I wouldn't want him to do that. I'd want him to authorize more pumping in America. Also, why did he say that he was going to make them a pariah when we've been assisting them with the Yemeni civil war since March 2015 when Obama declared to do that?
There you go.
Besides that, well,
There you go. Well, look.
What? Look.
Besides helping them
helping
win
them
a civil war in a neighboring
besides their
country.
war stuff, besides helping them in a war. Pat, what did you say was the richest company in the world that just?
Oh,
passed
that
Apple?
is Saudi Aramco.
Yeah, you're allowed to suitcase a few folks if you have the richest company on the planet.
It just seems like to Mark's point, it seems like such a ridiculous promise. Why would he even be saying that in the first place?
Because I don't know. Because I guess this is the pickle that I'm talking about. Because it's fucked up. Because, essentially his critics are saying that it's dangerous to give the prince the presidential tuck job that he desires because it might encourage other dictator-like
doing
figures.
all this other stuff
I
with the
mean-
richest country in the world, helping with the civil war.
One journalist is that's rookie numbers. That's not exactly like Putin and stuff. I think it's Khashoggi's been dead long enough. Let's just get the oil, right?
Right. I think, look, we need to work on getting
There's
it
some
done.
obvious like reasons that the USA is trying to work with these people who they obviously maybe don't like agree with in principle about like their actions in terms of like towards the press. But obviously, if you've been helping them try to win a civil war since 2015, and they're the richest oil company in the world, you're probably gonna. China's got Xinjiang. They have slave labor. They're enslaving.
You're gonna
Muslims.
rub elbows.
I mean,
you're gonna rub oily elbows.
like, are people like pretending none of this
Touch it.
exists? Like,
Well, look. So the Saudis are saying that the purpose of the meeting is to get to reinforce our security relationship with them, which is specifically what you're referencing, Will, the Civil War, and you know, everyone else here who's on the brink of an R word is saying, get the oil cheap, bro. Let's get some surplus oil going. Look, in my opinion,
check your morals at the door. Literally, like the economy of the globe.
It's a tough pickle for a leader. But look, we got to work on
yeah.
getting off foreign oil first, and then getting off oil in general. But right now, you got to do what you got to do.
Why don't we just like
You got to do what you got to do.
In a couple of years,
Make
maybe
our
pump
own
it for a
fat.
couple of years. We'll talk about a couple.
Why can't we just make some more?
We're gonna figure out the energy stuff. Maybe pump
Can't
it a
we
little
just
bit.
make some more like refineries in America and like?
Yeah, is Khashoggi's wife still living here? Because she's going to
more.
feel that R word too. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, like,
Yeah, I mean, I feel horrible for Khashoggi, but again, like, you know, how many people fall out of windows? We were still talking to Russia.
it's because he was an American resident, and
I
we
know,
do
but-
need to draw a line, but it's tough pickle, tough
He's
pickle.
a journalist for the Washington Post.
Well,
Yeah, it's
he's
fucked up.
MSB's
Why? I mean, like,
dick, whatever.
America should be energy independent, so they don't have to be going to kiss the
Yeah.
fucking rings and do all this shit. So, like, focus on that. Don't focus on like begging his ass for some oil right now. I mean,
Well,
just
he's
make
just
it-
he's in a pickle because he's pretty much. Been
Ah,
like-
yeah, Biden.
Yeah.
Look, we're gonna
hasn't the
we're gonna
point
get
been
to his
made-
pickle.
Hasn't the point been made? Like, I think that like there is some sort of global aspect to the price of oil. So even if we were self-sufficient, it might be cheaper for a little bit for us. But like Saudi Arabia is going to be a huge player in the global price of oil, whether you like it
course.
or not, right? Like,
Of course, yeah, but you should be competitive instead of
Right.
being a bitch. Is my point.
sure, I agree.
Let's get off oil, but it's going to take 15 years. Guys, disgraced South
least.
Carolina lawyer Alex Murtaugh, or Murder, was indicted yesterday for the murder of his son, Paul, and his wife. Yeah, absolutely crazy. You may remember him from such crimes as stealing an insurance settlement from his housekeeper, covering up his son Paul's manslaughter, and paying a guy to shoot him in the face superficially. You guys remember
That
those?
was the best one.
What did you say about the insurance?
Oh, when he stole the insurance settlement from his housekeeper?
That was pushed down the stairs by his son. and
Exactly.
killed.
Or the
Yeah.
dog. It was the dog.
yeah,
we know
right,
that.
right.
Yeah, exactly.
It was a madhouse of murder.
It was a madhouse of murder.
Mostly him, the Murdaughs.
Well, look, guys. A source cites blood
Lead by
splatter
example, right?
as potential evidence that got the indictment going. A source with knowledge, I guess, close to the Murtaughs and the investigation into the death of his wife told CNN that blood splatter found on Murtaugh's clothing could place him at the scene of the killings of his wife and son, specifically related to proximity, right? Because he rolled up, saw that they'd been killed with a rifle from far away, called 911, but maybe there's some blood
different
splatter
weapons. Yeah.
that says something different. Beyond that, guys, there was a taped phone call with his one remaining son, Buster, where they were saying some like, Dad, you can't just go do illegal shit. And Dad was like, if they even knew what I've done. Not good.
Yeah.
Not good, guys. Not good. But yeah, who else could
How many fucking bodies do you think Alex has under his belt that nobody
A
knows
lot.
about?
A lot.
Shitload.
His family is like the Hammers.
shitload.
They were like third or fourth generations running that South Carolina.
They're
county.
like a mob, man. He's been
Yeah.
putting people in the ground forever.
Under the palmetto trees. and stuff.
Yeah.
He's been buried. They've been buried. That family's been burying bodies for.
But he's
couple
pretty
centuries.
dumb for a lawyer. I mean, like, he got busted for the paying the guy to shoot himself in the face. or
He's
shoot him in the
definitely
face.
the worst Murdaugh.
Right, 'cause
Well,
this-
he's like
yeah,
he did what Biden did, Pat. He worked himself into a corner he couldn't get out of. Yeah, and then
Right.
he ended up kissing the rings of the guy who shot him in the face.
I mean, but he hired like Buddy, a former client of his who's a dummy, and said that he pulled over to change a tire in a car that has self-inflating tires. I'm just saying, bad lawyer,
he is
bad
dumb.
lawyer.
So he got in like debt, right? And he basically just wanted
Oh, he
to
stole
collect
all the
insurance.
money.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he kept.
but all the crimes were because he was in gambling debts and drug debts. So he stole money from his company, which he got caught. He tried to kill his family to get life insurance policies.
And he was an alcoholic, right?
And he was a drug addict and alcoholic.
Yeah,
So
He probably
was-
killed his nanny, and Anyway, guys, there was also a phone that belonged to Paul, apparently, that has video and audio of Alex Murtaugh talking with his wife close to the time that she and Paul were murdered.
Isn't Murtaugh the family from Lethal Weapon?
Murdah.
Murtaugh.
Yeah.
I think it's Murdah.
I'm taking a shit. All right, guys, let's get
Too old for this shit.
Let's get to the top story of the day.
God damn it, Riggs.
The cream of the crop.
Okay. I've said it once. I've said it before. Steve Bannon is a fucking mad scientist of a goddamn genius. That man is evil.
Of a whiskey bottle.
He knows his fucking shit. Steve Bannon is look, if you've ever taken a media literacy class or studied media whatsoever, then you understand how insanely knowledgeable, calculating, and nutso Steve Bannon is, man.
Yeah.
He's a fucking nutjob. He gets it, right?
He's like if Alex Jones was super smart.
Exactly. And Alex Jones, pretty smart. But this guy, Steve Bannon, is a fucking genius. Leaked audio, guys.
Well, he's a political, he's a real smart political strategist. He was largely responsible for a lot of what got Trump in office.
100%.
Yeah. If you're comparing, Alex Jones would be more like Darth Vader, and he'd be more like the Emperor
Palpatine. Yeah.
The thing that freaks me out about Bannon is growing up,
Sith Lords.
we learned about propagandists in the Nazi Party. It was Goebbels who was the propagandist, and you're like, oh man, that's crazy that propaganda existed like that. But people learned about propaganda in our country, but no one, I guess, aspired to be Goebbels. And Steve Bannon's he's on like a Goebbels level. That's how good he is.
He's good.
Leaked audio, guys, obtained by Mother Jones from October 31st, 2020. Spooky. Where Steve Bannon is telling a group of associates that President Trump had a plan to declare victory on election night, even if he was losing. And the tape, guys, is a play-by-play of what actually happened. And I'm playing it, screaming crop, because goddamn, it's fucking amazing how smart this motherfucker is. Here we go.
Trump's going to do is just declare victory, right? He's going to declare victory. But that doesn't mean he's the winner. He's just going to say he's the winner. The Democrats, more of our people vote early that count. Theirs voted mail. And so they're going to have a natural disadvantage, and Trump's going to take advantage of it. That's our strategy. He's going to declare himself a winner. So when you wake up Wednesday morning, it's going to be a firestorm. We're going to have Antifa crazy, the media crazy, the courts are crazy, and Trump's going to be sitting there mocking, tweeting shit out, you lose. I'm the winner. I'm the king. And he'll be all over. He'll be going, where's Hunter? Is Hunter on a crack pipe? I mean, no, he'll be, because then it doesn't matter. Remember, here's the thing. After then, Trump never has to go to a voter again. He's going to fire Ray, the FBI director, and fire the he's going to say, fuck you. How about that? Because he's never going to, he's done his last election. Oh, he's going to be off the chain. He's going to be crazy. Also, if Trump is losing by 10 or 11 o'clock at night, it's going to be even crazier. Because he's going to sit right there and say they stole it.
Agree.
I'm directing the Attorney General to shut down all ballot places in all 50 states. It's going to be no. He's not going out easy. If Biden's winning, Trump is going to do some crazy shit.
So how about those assholes who are like, burn the democracy down. You're the king, Steve Bannon. Guys, the reason this is impactful is because Steve Bannon was holed up with the Trump team, the command center, which is in the Willard Hotel with Rudy Giuliani, this guy John Eastman, who's fucked, former New York City Police Commissioner Bernard Kerik, and they were working around the clock leading up to January 6th to overturn the 2020 election. And there you have it. That's the fucking game plan to a T that Trump used, and Bannon was his chief strategist in doing it. And I just like we knew, some people still believe the election was stolen, whatever, but that's just insane that he could call it and create such a fucking disruption.
I know. Mail-in voting was the thing, the lever they were using, like he mentioned, and it worked. I mean, it was an effective attack strategy on his part. But also obviously very damaging, considering that it ended with people storming the Capitol.
Right. Wow, man.
I mean, Steve Bannon, he's a mad scientist, like you say. I mean,
imagine if he used his
he's willing to
intellect for good or global policy.
To like a bad guy in a movie, not
right.
Yeah, Sith Lord. I thought that was good.
That's good. Yeah.
Anyway, guys, that was brought to you by Black Buffalo. And if you're over 21 and you dip or chew tobacco products or pouches or long cut, you have to try this tobacco alternative, Black Buffalo. What makes Black Buffalo unique? Well, I'll tell you what. It's everything you find and love about dipping, including the pharmaceutical grade nicotine, just without the actual tobacco leaf or stem. That's pretty good. What's it made of? Well, it's dip, literally made of food-grade ingredients, edible green leaves. That's pretty dope.
Satisfaction, I think.
Same flavors, same texture, same aroma, same pack, same nicotine as trad tobacco products. No compromise required. Literally, you will not taste a difference, but there's no tobacco in there. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's 2022. What are you doing? If you're over 21, get on the Black Buffalo. They have wintergreen, mint, straight, peach, blood orange. Blood orange is very nice, I got to tell you. And they sell their products at blackbuffalo.com. Long cut, pouches, the whole thing. So if you're looking to ditch nicotine, right? Well, you don't have to. But if you're looking to ditch nicotine, you can do their zero. It's pretty dope if you're looking to get off. But straight up, if you want to keep dipping and not be dipping tobacco, but still get that nick, that sweet, sweet nick, try Black Buffalo. It's pretty awesome. You can get it, guys, by going to blackbuffalo.com. It's pretty easy. And you can use a promo code, which is Hard Factor. That's one word, Hard Factor. And you can get, let me see, what is it, 25% off, 15% off, I think, right? Right? Let's see. Exactly. What is it? Hard Factor. It's 25% off your first order. Holy wow.
You're just teasing us with that 15%.
We're talking 25, boys. So go to blackbuffalo.com. Use promo code HARDFACTOR at checkout. Get that 25% off your first order. It's made in the USA, y'all. It's made in the United States of America, okay? And there's no tobacco in there. So come on. You know what I'm saying? It's the best offer you're going to find. Use our promo code HARDFACTOR, 25% off your first order by going to blackbuffalo.com, promo code HARDFACTOR. Remember real quick, guys, you know, this product contains nicotine. So nicotine's an addictive chemical, just an FYI.
Anyone else getting concerned for Wes's safety, or is that me worrying?
He's just a hard sleeper.
He's just sleeping.
Yeah, I think he's going to wake up. It's going to be one of those days Wes wakes up at 10 p.m. and he's like, oh, crap. Right. I'm going to be up all night.
Okay. T's and P's. Hopefully he's just sleeping. Let's get our passports stamped, shall we? If they still even do that.
It's time for the TikTok International Moment.
Yeah, that's right. First up, get a quick stretch going because we were just on a long flight. We are now in Australia, thanks to Brendan from Instagram Story Submission. And I'd like you to meet Australian woman known as Evelyn. That's what she's going by. Yeah.
Oh.
Evelyn
she's a looker.
Yeah, she's a very special woman. She's obviously very kind and nice. And Will, if you like her face or body or tattoos, wait till you hear about her cunt because she's got two of them. Evelyn has two vaginas. She's got two vaginas. Two.
Two?
Busy
How's that
girl.
Work?
Yeah.
How does that work?
I'll tell you. It works awesomely. The 31-year-old
it works overtime, Will. That's what it does.
Yes, exactly. The 31-year-old made the news because she just had a healthy baby, and doctors were telling her that she might never be able to have a baby her whole life, and congratulations, who cares? The real story here is that Evelyn has two fucking vaginas that you can fuck, function.
And also have babies with.
Yeah, the doctor delivering it was like a game of Plinko. Like, which one's it coming out of?
Yeah, exactly.
Did he know which one it was going to come out of?
I don't think so. But
I hope they took action on it.
Let's get
side by
side,
side or vertical?
Well, so Evelyn is an OnlyFans creator and a nurse. She said she found out she had two vaginas in her early 20s after sex kept feeling really different each time. It's like the same guy, but it would feel different. And then she started remembering how tampons never worked for her. And Evelyn's outer jennies are perfectly normal if you were to look at them. It looks like she has one perfect vagina, right? But in reality, she has an extra reproductive tract or canal in there. It's like a railroad switch turnout, except both lanes are switched on at all times.
Oh, man.
Is she like one better than the other? Or
I bet I know how this happens.
Who cares? Do you like one better than the other is the real question.
I mean, you want to be a sensitive lover, though. I mean,
it's one way to keep things fresh in the bedroom. You know what I
mean? It's incredible she's not in someone's basement dungeon right now. She probably shouldn't be doing too many more stories talking about how she has an extra vagina.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
People are going to be tempted for the kidnapping there. Yeah.
Yeah. They tried to find an ex-boyfriend of Evelyn's to do an interview with, to ask him how was the sex, but they couldn't find any because they all had committed suicide or gone completely insane after the breakup.
They'll never feel that again.
No, that's a once in a fucking lifetime. How come you keep talking about your ex-girlfriend so much, Greg? Well, Sarah, it's because she had twice as many vaginas as you, so you'll excuse me if I'm having a hard time getting into this relationship.
It's hard. It's different. It's about as half as good.
Yeah,
You
it was
know?
like she had a railway switch, Sarah, but both tracks were switched on morning, noon, and night. You get my drift?
Yeah, those guys were haunted by
Yeah.
it ever after.
What's that Donkey Kong level where they're in the rail cart? There's enough for both Diddy and Donkey Kong. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Is
extra
she?
canal
Is
there
that one of
all
her
time.
specialties? Is DVDA
She
stuff?
didn't
Is that what she?
shockingly, she didn't want to talk about the OnlyFans that much in the article, which is weird. And they also mentioned previous sex work, so it might have gone even before OnlyFans. Look, all I'm saying is,
Minecart carnage. Yeah.
yeah, it doesn't. None of it matters. All that matters is she has two vaginas. Good for her.
Good for her. There was a drug in the 1970s and 80s that women took that gave a lot of, I think it was a nausea drug for pregnant women, and it gave a lot of babies that are females two uteruses, double uteri.
Wow.
I don't know if it's the same thing, but
Look, it's the canals, the wall. Like you can go left, you can go
incredible.
Right, you can A B it. Like it's I don't know what to say. Next up, Elon Musk's dad has won the Hound Dog of the Week award. Yeah, sure did.
what dog is that?
The one that really wants to get out of the door. It's whining. It's like it wants. So it sees like a squirrel.
Yeah.
It's like.
That's the dog. That's the Wes's house trying to resuscitate a 8-week-old child.
That's not funny.
Sure it is. As the disgusting 76-year-old South African man, Errol, just confirmed his second child with his 35-year-old stepdaughter. He's a Woody Allen type.
Brutal.
That's a geriatric pregnancy, man.
Brutal.
Oh, man. We just got a text from Wes. He said he's about to join the stream. The man named after the world's most successful privately owned video cassette rental turned internet and computer company after it was bought by Blockbuster said that, once again, this kid was unplanned. No one plans on having a kid with their stepdaughter, Errol quipped. It's unplanned.
Wait,
it was
he says-
an Errol's
he says he
online
didn't plan it?
reference.
Both of his kids. Yeah, that was Errol.
It's pretty niche, but I liked it.
Yeah, well, it's Northern Virginia company. That was my local Blockbuster on Eldon Street used to be an Errol's.
I remember.
And then it turned into a Blockbuster. And then, anyways. Yeah, no, he didn't plan either of the kids. He planned on banging his stepdaughter constantly, but he didn't plan on the pregnancies. Jana, the woman you can see like in the picture there, Jana, who Errol keeps banging and knocking up, is his ex-wife daughter who he raised with Elon. They grew up in the same household as kids, and Elon apparently was livid when he found out about the first kid in 2018 because it was like his childhood sister and this dude's daughter.
And his
You're
dad,
picking
who
Jenna.
he can't stand is having babies with her. Yeah, it's gross.
Pretty gross.
So you could tell Apple doesn't fall far from the tree in that regard, though.
It
I
doesn't,
mean, Elon.
Will, does it?
Elon's going to be impregnating people. This is also good for the over bet on over 20 kids total for Elon by the time it's all said and done. Because Errol's still knocking up his stepdaughter
At
twice.
76.
Yeah.
Oh, there would be north of
adjust
20.
the lines.
100.
Maybe more like 40. So pretty fucking disgusting stuff from the richest guy in the world's dad, and I get it, sins of the father, right? But Elon's knocking up coworkers, and for sure has some of that dog in him too. Yeah. Maybe let's not let him control the world's internet, the world's electric car supply, and soon-to-be robot butlers in households.
No, I'm kind of out on Elon after some recent tweets.
Yeah, Elon.
What's
sucks.
that? The Hunter Biden crack tweet was hilarious.
I just think he's a fucking
was
nerd, man.
Crack
I
and
think he's a
Hooker's tweet
nerd.
was
Yeah.
funny.
He's got too much power, and he's not sane, is the problem. Anyways, lastly, we have arrived at the Philippines to say what's up to Eric, our video and social media and pretty much everything guy, organizer extraordinaire. Shout out to Al, Jessica, and Jackson for all the help you do with social media management and content creation, business documents, and whatnot for when we get around to going to events again and getting some serious interviews and whatnot. We have a great team. Greg Riley, too, of course, for all the spreadsheets and running the Fatathons, Discord, and World Power Rankings, and, of course, the Hive. Thank you. But that's enough hand jobbery. My forearms are sore, and we are in the Philippines. And if you are saying, the Philippines, isn't that the place where all the local politicians have been giving off over-the-top fake smiles recently? You'd be right. And that's because the mayor of the Philippines, Aristotle, who goes by Aris El Aguirre, has told all the local government workers that they need to start smiling all the time, or he will discipline them, basically fire them.
Can you be the mayor of a country?
I don't know. He's the
What,
mayor of the
someplace?
Philippines.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I buy it.
That's what I read. Mayor of the Philippines.
Hey, man, I'm in. So he's essentially saying, why don't you smile, honey? And if you don't, you're in big trouble.
Apparently, there's been a low self-esteem and morale at his, at the local office. So he said, "Smile or you're fired." He in fact signed an executive order for a smile policy, and the policy they say will be one of his flagship programs of the administration, and will give sincerity by showing a feeling of calmness and a friendly atmosphere. So he's forcing everyone to fucking smile or you're out.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Damn. I mean, that's got to be illegal, right? I mean, you got
Yes.
like they have a court system, right? That will strike this down. I mean,
It's like Pat said. It's like smile, honey. It's a little condescending.
well, of course, but it's also got to be illegal. I mean, there's no way,
absolutely.
right?
Yeah, it's only women that have to smile. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It does also state there will be strict compliance with the policy among all departments, offices, units, and sections while serving the public, and that human resources will provide further details on how they will be monitoring the smiles going forward. But yeah, get ready, because if you get caught taking a picture with anyone, shaking hands, and you're not smiling, you're out.
We need to fuck with Eric now. Like, if he's not smiling in meetings,
Yeah. We're going to
he
tell
could
the
be
mayor of the
technically-
Philippines
he
on
could
you.
be jailed
He's in
for
big
that,
fucking-
according to the mayor of the Philippines.
This is mayor level business, though. This is definitely mayor level business. The Smile Initiative, yeah.
Oh yeah, keeping the morale up in the local office. This
this
big
is
time
so
there.
illegal. If they, I mean, this is so fucked up. I can't
Pat, he
believe
said it's going to be his flagship policy.
That's good.
What an idiot.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
I'll tell you. Let's. Is that the TikTok? Are we done
That's
with that?
it. That's
All right. It's time for the Hive Five. But first, let's talk about something that's not stupid, like the mayor of the Philippines. This episode was brought to you by a product that helps to bust inflation's bubble, and that's a smart product. That's Upside. From cringing at the pump to getting an eye-popping check at your favorite restaurant, inflation is hitting us all where it hurts, and it really hurts. That's why I started using Upside. Upside is an incredible app for anybody who buys gas, groceries, or dines out. So that's pretty much everybody. With every purchase, I'm earning cash back thanks to Upside. The app literally shows you the cheapest gas, best food deals in town, grocery deals, and then it's like a free coupon book in your phone once you get there. To get started, download the free Upside app in the App Store or Google Play. Use our code HARDFACTOR, all one word, and get $5 or more cash back on your first purchase of $10 or more. Next, once you got the app, claim an offer for whatever you're buying on Upside. Check in at the business once you're there. Pay as usual with a credit or debit card, and then get paid cash back into your Upside account. In comparison to credit card rewards or loyalty programs, you can earn 3 times more cash back with Upside. That's pretty good. If you're going around town and you're going to be looking to get deals, Upside is the app for you. Upside users are earning more than $1 million every week. That's probably why they have a 4.8 star rating on the App Store. Pretty good. Nothing to shake a stick at right there. Download the free Upside app and use promo code HARDFACTOR to get $5 or more cash back on your first purchase of $10 or more. That's $5 or more cash back on your first purchase of $10 or more using promo code HARDFACTOR in the Upside app. Get
Celsius
it on.
has debts of $4.27 billion.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're saying there's a chance that you might not see.
Let's see. I just wake up and cry. Voyager and Celsius bankruptcies have destroyed people's lives.
What's that? Who said that?
That's from Market Watch. That's just a guy who's waking up and crying.
Oh,
Yeah, this is a lot of people.
crypto bros are down.
Yeah, it's not a good time. Not a good time to be a crypto investor. But you know what time it is? A good time to be
A Hive member.
alive in the Hardo Hive. That's right, Mark. And let's start the Hive Five on that note. DMs, comments, questions, 5-star reviews, and voicemails. For the DM portion, I check Twitter, Instagram, and Discord for these. So, if I missed you, sorry, but try to get everybody. The mail carriers, the mailmen, mail women, mail ladies. I don't know how they like to be called. We love them here.
Male
at Hard
people.
Factor. Male people.
right.
Another male person, Vinny. this week. Brian and Eric gave last week's tips, but Vinny sent in a tip this week. He said, "Get to know your mail carrier's name," and I did that this week, and it was a beautiful moment between me and my post.
What's the name?
That is a good idea.
Renee services my mailbox, and I thank her for it very much.
Plus, they like to be called mail maids.
Okay, I'll do that next time I see her.
No, don't do that.
Mail matrons.
Plus, now I know who to write the tip to. And thank you to all mail carriers and essential workers in the Hive. You make this world go round, no matter how bad the leaders try to fuck it up. For all of us. And speaking of that, it is Biden time, as it is pretty much every week in the Hive Five, because the amount of listeners who submitted Hunter Biden crack and other Biden clips to the Hard Factor accounts, the tacos, the Biden crime family rap that the guy put out, other bloopers, etc. It was overwhelming and incredible, and I want to thank you all for the submissions. At least these people submitted clips this week. The Homelander on Twitter, Curb91 on Twitter, Optimus Tuscan Raider on Twitter, Alexander Brown on Twitter, Will O'Grady on Twitter, Chad M. Landry on Twitter, Ken Atkins on IG, Ivan on IG, Rick Holt on IG, Javante Sorrell on IG, Josh Hundley on IG, P. Fitz on IG, and probably a shitload more that I missed. And just general comments, so many comments about Hunter and the Bidens this week. It was insane. Basically, people are concerned that the Bidens are a complete fucking dumpster fire. The Hive seems to be pretty unanimously concerned about that. So for all those people that submitted all those things, if I played all the clips, it would be 2 hours. So instead, I'm just going to play one more recent clip than most people submitted of President Biden trying to shake hands with the air again. Except this time, he's overseas on his Middle East trip, like Pat was talking about in the cup of coffee. Here it is.
תודה לנשיא המדינה ולנשיא ארצות הברית. Thank you, President Herzog and President Biden.
There was no one there.
Yep. One more time. Shakes
תודה
hands with the
לנשיא
guy.
המדינה
Oh, whoops, turns around. tries to
ולנשיא
shake
ארצות
hands.
הברית. Thank you, President Herzog and President
I'm gonna put a different take on this. It's just efficient to leave a podium with your hand out because you never know who's going to be there.
Just in case.
You know,
Right. One more time, Pat, just so you can see it.
I'm just saying,
Okay.
you know.
Here he goes.
He's playing
hey,
chess
who's
over
there?
there with his
It's
time.
a tree. It's the air in a tree.
Well,
now, which chair?
He realizes it when he looks at his hand.
Was that what country is he in? Is he in Israel? We don't know the
Israel.
customs
Pat,
over
that
there.
is the
Israel.
second time.
We don't know the customs over there. I think that
is the
first one was
second
debunked.
time that man has tried to shake hands with
I think
the
that
air
first one was
after
debunked.
speaking.
It was
in
probably to
public.
show the cameras that his hand is clean and that he didn't like spit in his hand before shaking hands with the Israeli guy. And yeah, that's probably it. It looked bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
No, he
He
tried.
looked like he was shaking hands with the air.
It's
Yeah.
the second time he's tried to shake hands with the air. That's for sure. Yeah. So that's just what's happening with the old. Lots of people submitting stuff because they are concerned, and for good reason, obviously. Other big ones, other big stories that people are letting us know about. The 10-year-old rape story. We didn't cover it in the main thing. We're gonna have, because like there was like lots of things. Is it fake? Is it not? We're gonna have to do some research and get back to you on that. Everybody's worked up about it. Another thing people are worked up about: BMW's heated seats. They're gonna charge you for heated seats now. Oh, look at this, Wes. Hey,
we got to echo.
Oh, Wes, how you doing?
He's good.
We're all here.
He's alive. He's alive.
Wes slept through the first
He's alive and he has a
hour
shit.
of the show.
Now the audio's all
First
fucked up.
hour of the show.
We are 52 minutes and 35 seconds.
Hour and 12 minutes.
He doesn't know what time it is. It's okay.
Okay.
Continue.
Wes, sorry
Continue
about
on,
that.
buddy.
Okay. So we'll get BMW heated seats. They're like $17 a month now.
Right.
That's
So
crazy.
so effectively BMW, which by the way, I'm a BMW guy. If my crypto investments had paid off and Celsius didn't go bankrupt, I eventually was working towards another BMW. Which, by the way, you can get a cheap BMW. I got my last BMW for $5,000. They're awesome until you have to take them to their repair shop. But
or pay for the heated seats. Everybody
exactly.
does.
Well, they installed the option, and then they're charging $17 a month to turn it on, which is the beginning of the end, my friends. This is the beginning of the end. I'm warning you. It's all pay as you go. That's what.
Well,
it's
really
gonna be.
glad that the Subarus still have the analog button to turn your heated seat on.
What's going on with the heated
would
seats?
be hard to override.
BMW is charging a monthly
17
fee
a month
to
to use
unlock
heated seats
the
in your own
service.
car. Yes, Mark.
That's ridiculous.
Do you see the 10-year-old rape and that causing a big buzz in the Hive?
Well,
can
look,
understand.
the 10-year-old rape. I did the coffee twice this week. It was ignored on purpose from this guy.
It's heavy.
I saw it. I didn't want to cover it.
Can you guys hear me now?
Didn't want to see it.
We got you.
How you doing, Wes?
How's the dog?
The dog is still here.
Okay.
So probably
Who
got
leaves an
foisted.
Who leaves
What
an
time did you guys? What
8-week-old?
time did you guys start?
Regular
Do you know-
time.
Do you have any
Same time we
idea?
always start.
Have you seen it?
It's an hour and
clock,
15
it's
minutes after
7:50
regular
p.m.
time.
Holy shit! It is. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Oh, you didn't know what time it was? Yeah.
No.
Okay, there we
Yeah,
go.
I was surprised you joined. We're at the end.
Yeah, we're at the very tail end here.
Yeah.
Let's keep going. All right, Scott, Frank, and everybody else on Instagram for thank
Still
you.
on East Coast time, I think.
Thank you for reporting that.
That would be worse.
Yeah,
You'd be
doesn't really add up.
7:30.
It's
I'd be-
8:44 here.
It would be 8:44 East Coast time.
Right. I'm saying. I guess I was thought
That's
that
your normal
7:30
nap
was
is
the
to
start
wake up
time.
at 8:40.
No. Are you not understanding? If 7:30 is when I was going at on the East Coast.
Right. Correct.
So I'm
Yes,
still
yes.
I'm fucked up. But it doesn't matter because I just slept through everything. So
What do you got? You look. You have a refreshing beverage there. What do you got? You got some.
I've got
some
a
sparkling malts?
caffeine beverage, which I probably just
Celsius?
I should
You're
probably
gonna be up
just
forever.
I should probably just stop drinking this now.
Yeah,
Is there any taurine? Is there any taurine in
We
there?
have 15 minutes left here. You got
Why don't you get yourself a
Caffeinated
tea?
drink at night.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go back to bed.
get a chamomile. All right. Thank you to Scott, Frank, and everybody else on Instagram for reporting to us the fake Fat Boy Summer merchants pushing their bullshit inferior designs.
Okay,
on
so
Instagram
and
ads.
also shout out Jack
this
Siebert, right?
sucks.
Yeah, because we need to. Jack instructed us, and Dan Stockline instructed us. They both know patent law, so they instructed us on what to do. We need to send them a cease and desist, and also dispute their trademark claim.
We have to challenge their mark before it gets registered. Yes.
We need to do that now. So
Yeah, we need to do that now. I looked at their Instagram. We beat them by a full calendar
Full
year.
year.
Full
they stole it
calendar
from us,
year.
100%.
They ripped it off. Yeah.
it's some people. It's a guy named Miguel, I think, in Bakersfield. So we're
Has
coming for you.
anyone from the Hive directly communicated with them? Because you should be.
No.
Yeah, please start sending them notices for us that we're coming for that ass, and we're
Here's
going
the
to
problem,
officially do it.
He
with the
tried to
trademark
copyright.
office.
I'm sure he either is a listener himself or he found out about Fat Boy Summer through Hard Factor. I'm 100%.
Well, if he's a listener,
And
no,
then
we're coming for
He
you.
tried to copyright it after stealing the idea,
Trademark.
which is or whatever. So fuck him. Sorry, buddy. If you had not trademarked it at all, I was trying to get you guys to just leave him alone because it's not very Fat Boy Summery to cease and desist people. But he's trying to fucking own the rights to Fat Boy Summer, which is not happening.
Nah, it's tough.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the part I hate.
Yeah.
yeah.
Now him
yeah.
stealing our product, yeah, it's the
He's
100.
trying to
it's the
steal
copyright.
The copyright.
Yeah.
I don't care if he
Copyright.
wants to sell Fat Boy Summer shirts.
What?
He's not taking
That's
Fat
also
Boy Summer.
ridiculous. I don't want him doing any of it. Well, we're coming.
I think
for
it's a
him,
great minds situation, but he
No, it's
definitely knew about it, and now he's trying to fuck us. So I think he was made aware that we were
He's a
also
weasel.
doing Fat Boy Summer, and now he's trying to fuck us. But I think in the
coming for
beginning,
you.
it was a great mind
Well,
situation.
look, he went.
No, it's
he
not.
went to Ohio
Intern
State.
Cam made Fat Boy Summer. This guy Miguel did not.
No, I know. I'm saying I don't know if he knew about our Fat Boy Summer before he started making it.
Oh, he
is
of
what I'm
course he
saying.
knew. He
I
saw
think he
Coach
did.
Doug's in the shirt so many
Let's
times.
see.
All right,
I got this guy big time. He worked at
Well, then
Nestle as
fuck
a
him.
concept designer.
Yeah, he's done.
He worked at Awaken Koala as a design partner. He's a design guy. He knows exactly what he's doing. He worked
Yeah, he's a thief.
brand manager colors. Yeah.
Let's have him on the show. What do you? I think we should get him on the show.
Oh, for sure. If
he's got the stones.
If his thief ass will show up.
If he's got the stones, I'd love to talk to him. All right, let's move along. Speaking of fake people like Miguel, who runs the fake Fat Boy Summer page, Chris F. wanted us to know and at least acknowledge that John Bolton admitted to staging coups in other countries, which, yeah, I mean, not surprising. That guy's probably prouder of nothing else more than turmoil for non-Americans that he has caused with the coups and whatnot.
He's
And
also staged a few coups on inner thighs with that stash. You know what I mean?
Yeah, really tickling them. Yeah. Mostly on unsuspecting and poor citizens of non-U.S. countries, though, because he seems like a real asshole. And speaking of John Bolton and his buddies Jim Clapper and John Brennan over there at the CIA or wherever the fuck they work, they were all definitely very pumped when CIA engineer got busted for leaking how we spy on foreigners to WikiLeaks in 2017. Joshua Schulte says he's the fall guy of the CIA being idiots, and it's the CIA So who the fuck knows? Thanks to John on Instagram for that one. Apparently the biggest breach of the agencies, the intelligence agencies ever. This guy's leaked the wiki leaks. So yeah, lots of people sending minion stuff. Was that Miguel?
Is that Miguel?
It's Manuel.
Manuel.
That's the guy who stole
Manuel,
our
we're
stuff.
coming for you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
Coming for you, Manuel. All right, lots of people sending minion stuff for Pat, Pitbull stuff for Wes, but I saw that the boys saw it also. That's good. And in honor of World Orca Day, here is a mashup of majestic orca clips that came in just from all over the Hardo Hive this week. This first one here, that's an orca offering a stingray to a diver because it's just being nice, you know.
Decapitated, like a.
No, he's saying this will be you, is what he's saying.
No, he's
I
saying
love
here,
this.
eat my stingray.
This is one of the worst things for a radio show.
It's a threat
because it's just a scream. It's just
Oh,
screaming.
it's whales, Pat. It's a majestic sound, Pat. The orca. Thank you to Professor Moriarty, Big Fudge, Lombard Trucking, and Gappers.
It's just screaming.
Oh, look at this one. This is another orca having a magical moment with a diver.
Listen to how terrifying that is.
Oh, wow. The diver is just, he's circling the diver peacefully.
Oh my God.
Clearly just warnings.
Help me.
It's being nice. Oh, and this is the best one. This is a music background, so don't worry. An orca sees a man who is about to go water skiing. He comes up to him.
God.
He bellies up to him like he's going to flip him into the air like a seal.
Holy shit.
But he doesn't. He comes and he just says, what's
Again,
up?
a threat.
No, Wes.
Really? You just said
follow
it.
through.
He bellies up to him like he's going to flip him.
Yeah, but he didn't.
You described a threat.
He
But
described a threat.
Watch what happens. Watch what happens, Wes. As I said, this is a water skier, and look where he's going.
He's
going.
got
taking
brown
his skis,
pants.
He's going
What's
over
going
to
on?
grab his line. The whale's hanging out. And here we go.
The guy's like, "Can you hurry up?"
Watch. The whale goes directly under him while he's getting tugged by the boat. Incredible. He's up on the skis. Whale directly.
I would be asked.
What if that guy knew if he was still following him? Or just...
I mean, orcas are pretty amazing, and they love them. They love humans, especially Americans, as you can see, and so much so that we modeled our next attack chopper.
Is that a picture of a SeaWorld thing that got killed by an orca down there?
The guy is.
SeaWorld
the person on top of the orca was definitely
The
skinned.
worker? Yeah,
Yeah.
potentially.
Yeah.
I mean, Tillicum killed like 3 workers, right?
Oh, that was
so.
Tillicum.
Yeah, dangerous
It
game.
wore one. It flayed one and like wore its skin. When everyone came in the morning,
Hey,
it
you
was
try
like
to
wearing its skin.
you try to imprison one of those things. I'm not advocating for that. I'm saying pretty majestic in the wild, right,
Okay.
guys? I mean,
There's some. Yeah, they're incredible, but they're also very scary.
Incredible killing
getting the orca
machines.
half sleeve next week. I'm very excited. All right, thank you to everybody who sent those in. Rick Holt, Mark, he knows you love animals too, so he sent in a spider one for you from Australia. Here that is.
Come on, Bob, get it!
And it's look at
Oh.
it. It's a spider on a car.
Oh God,
And it's fighting a bird.
that's pretty big.
That's one of those huntsman spiders.
Big enough to fight a bird.
Yeah, that's a huntsman. Those things are enormous.
Defeated it. Oh, took it out. Took out the bird.
Quick run.
That's
What's
a big
fucked up
guy.
about those spiders is they're actually harmless, but they look. Those are the spiders they use in Arachnophobia.
Oh,
Huntsman.
really?
Yep.
Great movie.
It is.
Yeah, excellent.
So
Because they're harmless, but they look very menacing and huge.
I wouldn't call giving people heart attacks harmless. You know.
No, yeah, you're right, Mark.
Yeah, what would you do, Mark, if you saw a huntsman?
I'd have a
Post it
I
up.
would have a heart attack. Is what I would do.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mark.
Is that what you want? Is that what you want?
Those are Australian house spiders, Mark.
Yeah,
Huntsman
that's why.
spiders,
That's
they're
why
insane.
Australia's not on my list of places.
We should have Mark move to
No.
Australia and do it.
My wife wants to go to Australia so bad, and I just it's a non-starter for me because
A
those
reality
spiders
show,
exist.
just filming you in the house would be fun. You can't leave the house. You just have to deal with the pests.
I got to throw up a quick disclaimer. We don't know if that was the right Manuel I put up earlier. So that was just
shit.
a guy named Manuel.
Oh, shit, could have been ricochet shots at a random
No,
Bakersfield
we're just lifting that guy up.
Yeah.
So, disclaimer.
Look, it's the guy
expanding
who
his
does
presence.
what's the name of their account? Should we we'll fuck him anyways? We don't give give him
The name of the account is everydaycitizenapparel.com.
So the guy Manuel that runs that company, that's the Manuel.
That's
We
the
got his
Manuel
last
I
name.
cover.
Jack got it for us. It's in the YouTube comments.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's because the Hardo Hive is so strong. Like
same
see
last
how
name.
we're moving.
Yeah.
We're moving quickly with this legal action, Manuel. You see what we're doing. All right. Zach and Quinn also had some good turtle and aggressive seagull videos too, but I'm not playing those. Last animal video, I swear, from listener DC Mon on Instagram, and he says that weed-fed chicken is indeed the way to go, and he would know because he farms both, and he showed us
that for a few years before. Then we'll let everyone get in on
it. I think you boys are on to something.
Right?
We're headed there. We're headed there. We have to legalize weed here first. Like these other countries.
Hive Islands.
Look at that. He's playing the pod while showing us his weed farm.
Oh, that was tripping me the fuck out. I was checking, making sure I didn't have anything rolling in the background. Jesus.
You with us?
Oh, sorry, Wes. So he's playing the part of the pod where we're talking about weed-fed chickens, and he's showing us. I'll mute it so it doesn't freak you out again. But he's showing. Look what he's showing us.
You see me up, man.
Look at this.
It's awesome.
He's already doing. He's got chickens, literally chickens under his weed plants, eating the weed.
That's cool.
That's
been
incredible.
Hardo Hive is ahead of the curve.
Very cool.
I think Corey Bruce in the Patreon also said that he does the same thing, or like fed his chickens like weed or something, and that everyone that he gives eggs to say that they're the best eggs they've ever had. So like, there's definitely something to the weed and chicken thing.
That's amazing. Look at that. Didn't know that we were on the cutting edge. The Hive is on the cutting edge of this science.
Why don't they just give all chickens weed?
All the weed and all the chicken.
All the weed and all the chicken. It's a good question, Mark. They should do it for every. But we, like we said in the clip that he was playing, is a great clip by DC Mon that they got to legalize it. Okay, last wildest video submission of the week. You guys get to choose. Honeybee excluded. We're not going to play any more of that. You guys want to see Chinese DJs celebrating the death of Shinzo Abe all over China in the club, or from Kavan Killian, or do you want to see the streets of San Francisco from Aston Mosley?
San Francisco for me.
San Francisco, please.
San Francisco.
Okay, San Francisco it is. Let me just dial that one up.
Let's see this shithole.
And here we go.
Hey, bye, kids. Y'all get home safe, okay?
Crash on kids getting on the bus.
Y'all get home safe. My little partners out here, get home safe, all right? I'm sorry y'all gotta be going through see all this shit. Okay? Get home
Kids,
safe.
probably what, like 6, 7?
Young, yeah.
Ooh.
Oh,
almost in camp.
Come on, man.
That sucks.
Oh man, they're all
They're
These
flicking
little
them
kids
off.
gotta walk through this shit. This shit is crazy.
That
Wow.
sucks.
Where's that video from?
San Francisco.
No, I know the place, yes.
Like what street?
Or no, where'd we find the video? I mean,
It was submitted
That video's all
by
over the
Aston
internet.
Mosley, listener Aston Mosley.
wow.
Yeah, that's a viral
That's
video going
sad.
around.
All these,
Bummer.
Pat, high five, submitted by listeners.
Man, you just like remember that video about like not joining gangs, and it was like you got to take the long way home, right? It was essentially saying that, like, you know, the fucked up part about kids in the inner city is they walk through or walk by people that are influential in a negative way, right, on the way home.
Mm-hmm.
That was bad, man.
Real bad.
They were essentially dropping them on Skid Row, which is whatever their bus stop is.
Yeah, but that's like that's almost better in my opinion than walking through like a gang, because a gang is like not falling out from doing heroin. They're just like, hey, come here, let me show you some cool shit. Why don't you join us?
aware.
They're more
Yeah,
attractive.
they're aware. Those guys are just about to die.
You think that's a cautionary tale?
It's like a
Could
bunch
be.
of Armie
Hopefully it
Hammers
is.
selling timeshares with a gang. They're charismatic. Update on the lunatic that threatened to kill everyone in my neighborhood, the homeless guy, 20-year-old. He just moved into the bus stop, the glass bus stop that has no shade. He has
So
a
he
book
can hear
bag.
you
in his-
right now?
Probably, yeah. He has a sleeping bag and a book bag, and he just lives in
he's
the
on a
glass
mission.
bus stop.
You getting mail
that.
there?
He's been there for 2 days. So
Can you report that? Will the Austin police respond to that or no?
what are they no, because they got like defunded or whatever. Like, what, they're not going to come pick up another homeless guy, like, unless
See, Mark's in a pickle because he's the closest house,
Yeah.
so he's automatically gonna
once he
assume
loses his mind, the guy's
that
going
Mark
straight
called.
to my house.
Yeah.
There you
And
go.
Mark can never walk to 7-Eleven ever again.
No.
Wow.
That's like one of
That
his
is
favorite
a-
things. That's like one.
that
That's
is a
like one of the
downgrade.
biggest
You-
pennies of the property.
It is.
You got to move, Mark. How long you been in that house?
Too long, like 8 years.
Yeah, 8 years.
You got to go.
Yeah.
That's the sign.
All right.
I'm just trying to save up some money. Patreon.com/hardfactor.
Patreon.com/hardfactor is a good point. All right, other shouts out. Big Joe on Twitter took pictures inside the Sistine Chapel, not knowing it was illegal. So take that, Pope, who doesn't want us to eat meat. Landon in Louisiana says that Mark should definitely go to LaBerge if his power goes out, and that Patreon he just signed up this week was worth every penny for all the content that he is getting out of that. Good call, Landon.
Hell yeah.
Very smart. Patreon.com/HardFactor to sign up like Landon did. Be a genius as well. And not Scooty Scoo, he actually named the Hive Five segment. He asks if the 8chan rumors are true that Pat has been taking more time off recently to start his Sports Illustrated for Kids swimsuit edition dream publication. Care to comment, Pat?
What?
Not Scooty Scoo wonders if you've been taking some time off to start your Sports Illustrated for Kids swimsuit edition dream publication.
It's a stupid
Is it true?
rumor. It's not true.
He said he read it on
That's a
8chan.
nasty rumor.
No one's ever talked about me on 8chan. So
I've been hearing about that rumor.
No.
Glad we
The
addressed
Hive
it.
is buzzing as always. Here are the
It's
comments.
not true. Not true, Hive. Not true.
Not true. Okay.
true.
I told him I didn't know. I'd have to ask. So Pat.
I took a day off last week. What do you want from me?
No, I'm just
Move on.
okay. To comments. We'll move on.
It's true.
I knew what you were up to. All right. Let's move on to comments. The CERN's 17-mile-long Hadron Collider on Facebook, and boy, that had people talking. Like Matt Meredith, who says, nothing worse than someone who doesn't know a thing about physics trying to talk about physics.
Love it.
And then William Batty says, quote, I don't understand it, so it's obviously bad, unquote, and then gives us the eye roll emoji.
Yep.
Then D. Saint says, this whole CERN conspiracy has been entertaining, especially with the Christians having a blast with it. They've never looked more crazier. So I guess he thinks we're Christians. And then Patrice Piven, this is somebody who's finally on our same page. I say, what the point of doing this experiment? Pretty crazy.
Yes, Patrice. What is the point?
Fucking
Patrice.
Facebook. Another guy.
The
Literally
Christians are having issues with this?
No. Facebook people.
Did you get the
hate us.
Instagram guy, Will?
You get views, but they love to hate on us. Another guy later in the Facebook thread, he told us all to get master's degrees in physics before discussing this topic at all.
Well, we're gonna have to check back in with Blue Ridge Community College before I even get close to that. Get the transcripts.
Facebook is the best and the worst.
Did you see? There was one guy on Instagram who hit the main account and gave me hell because I led that CERN thing, and he was like, for Christ's sake, like, what you got to stop knocking on the CERN. And I said, all right, well, give us some talking points. And he gave like 5 paragraphs of like why the CERN might be like actually doing something beneficial. And I was like, look, maybe I'll stop calling for violence against the CERN, but we're going to continue to make fun of it for comedic sake. And he's like,
Yeah,
fair enough.
Relax,
Yeah.
physicists.
Yeah.
Just calm down.
Yeah.
I honestly, if I'll make a confession, I have no idea what the CERN does. Still,
It's
I have no
obviously,
clue.
Wes,
Yeah.
it's
No
fine.
clue.
We don't have to have a clue. That's part of the gag. That's part of the story on the
Okay,
CERN.
good.
Yeah.
I mean,
Wait till I get to cover it. you really hate us.
exactly. Scientists are upset. Only scientists. All right,
No.
moving on. Questions. We got one this week from Gavin. Oh, whoops. Hold up. Let me add it to the stream before I play it. Here we go.
Hey, everyone. It's Gavin. Hey, I posted an article in the Discord about how University of Virginia suspended, I think it was Kappa Alpha and CG from campus for hazing incidents. And one of the incidents was being locked in a room and having to do a case, like a 30 rack race, and split a pack of cigs. And that was considered like harsh hazing, and the fraternity got kicked off of campus. I don't really think, like in college, like
weak.
I feel like most people, whether you were in a fraternity or not, did a case race, and a pack of cigarettes was just somehow involved in the situation. So I was just wondering, around the host here, the 4 of y'all, how would you split your team for this exact situation? 130 rack, let's just say Busch Light or whatever light beer you want to consume, and a pack of cigarettes, whatever cigarettes you want to consume. My thought immediately was Will and Wes would make a good team because Will could drink the beer, Wes could smoke the cigs. And then, of course, Pat and Mark would make a great team for people were splitting it for those very reasons. Mark just coming off of COVID, etc. Anyway, I don't know. I just think it was a weak reason to kick people off of campus. I feel like a general weekend with your friends can be harder than some of those hazing situations. Anyway, y'all have a great weekend.
There you go.
Gavin's not happy.
Kicking Fiji off campus, big mistake.
I thought you said DG at first, and I was confused.
Fiji and KA.
Yeah.
Kappa Alpha.
We've had a ton of case races for the hosts, right?
I think the way he split it up right now is certainly fair, but that would be the slowest case race ever.
Bad. You don't want me on your team with beer, but I'll smoke all the cigarettes.
Well, no, that's what he's saying is that you and Wes would smoke all the cigs, me and Mark would drink the beers, and how would that turn out? How would that unfold?
Yeah, Even in the heyday of all of us, I think Mark and Will would have made the best drinking team for sure. As far as pure liquid and speed.
We probably still, even at this advanced age, if we split it up like that, where Mark and I drank the beers and you guys smoked the cigs, we'd probably crush people.
I beat Peng's Eye in that drinking challenge that Johnny put me in.
Here's
chugging like 60 ounces.
Here's why you want me on your team. Because I'm going to show you how to get out of the case race without getting your fraternity kicked off campus. That's what I'm going to do. And whoever couldn't figure that out needs to get the fuck out of Charlottesville.
To Gavin's point, that's the weakest expulsion ever.
We all smoke cigarettes. Will and I in a case race as a team is a formidable 2 versus pretty much any 2 in the world.
I'd take our odds with
chances.
Anybody.
The only person I've ever met that would give us hell is Ronnie Deutsch. He would fuck.
Well, we always tried to get a 2-on-2 lined up against Willie and Large.
We would have whooped their ass
back in the Barstool days, but it never lined up. So, unfortunately.
But Gavin's right on like a normal like heavy drinking weekend. Many times we went way harder than any college hazing.
Also, it was probably a 4-man. It was probably a 4-man assigned to a fucking 30-pack too.
The worst case race we did a box of wine, two-person case race with a box of wine. That fucks you up because it's wine. Yeah. That was not great. It was everyone's throwing up at the end of that one.
Box of wine's tough. I've done one of those by myself one time, blacked out for hours.
Well, sure, but this was a race. People were pushing it to the limits on the box of wine, and then
it's 5 bottles.
A lot of 15-minute penalties.
Yeah, I took the box of wine.
You get hammered
out of my repertoire.
5 or 4 in a box?
I think it's 4 or 5. Wes, you're right. I can't remember.
I think it's 4.
4, but it's still it's a significant amount of bottles.
It's a lot of wine,
yeah. In 30 minutes or less, it'll get you.
In vino veritas, as they say. All right, last 2 sections: 5-star reviews and voicemails. 5 stars. Don't have any new ones this week. Drop us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts to get it read back to you on Fridays at the end of the show. As long as it's push and P, we will read whatever you write in there. Drop some reviews, please. 5 stars. Otherwise, it doesn't get read. Voicemails. I had a feeling I needed to wear my Leeds jersey today, and it was a sneaky premonition, and here's why I must have felt it in the air. We have the return of somebody very special to the Hardo Hive.
What's up, Hard Factor boys? Dallas Dave, and I'm not talking Leeds United this week. I'm here to talk the dog days. I've had a couple great stories lately. It's the dog days of summer, 200 degrees in Austin, $150 in Dallas, and it is hot as hell. Got no football or soccer for another month plus. And we're in the dog days of summer, but we have got some great stories lately. This thing with Zach Wilson in the NFL, his best friend's mom, hilarious. You guys mentioned a story a couple weeks ago about a Don's Depot in Austin. Never been there, but it sounds great. One of you mentioned it's the kind of place you could pick up a 50-year-old. It just reminds me of a time my buddy and I almost did that in Dallas at our local dive, Lakewood Landing, last Christmas. And one of the 2 women was so drunk she got kicked out. So it was no easy feat before we could head out ourselves. So I thought you guys would appreciate that story. Everyone loves a good bar pickup of an older woman or a dog days story like this week.
Sure, it didn't happen.
Anyway, boys, take care. Love the show. HADFD and MOT.
When we almost got it there. Remember when we almost got it there?
Everyone loves it. Everyone loves it except for your urologist or whatever, your doctor.
We were so close that one time.
Almost.
I missed that voice.
I think that soothing voice may have been playing his cards close to the vest. I bet that voice sealed the deal that night.
There's nothing better than watching your friend hook up with an old chick at a bar. That is,
yeah, that's very entertaining.
That is the best thing in the world.
It's like watching jokes get written for you.
Yeah, it is.
Well, so good to hear from Dallas Dave. I'm so glad he's back. So glad he's doing good. Wes, I'm so glad you're back. So glad you're doing good.
Thank you.
We were worried. Mark was about to call the police.
I was concerned. I thought that the 8-week-old Chihuahua died, and you were scrambling to figure out what to do.
Oh,
That's
God,
where his head went.
That was the first theory. That was immediately the first theory.
I was convinced that dog was dead.
Nope, just sleeping. Ate a cheesesteak, fell asleep with a headache, and just never got up. No, a new place down the road. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, that sounds like a good place if it puts your ass out like that.
It put me out, baby.
Oh, I got a new cheesesteak place too. It's called like the Full Belly something in Reno. Oh man,
the full belly nappy face.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, I did get foisted that dog. So it's looking like right now.
What do you mean?
That's insane. They just left their tiny Chihuahua on you.
Well, it's 8 weeks old. What maniac leaves an 8-week-old dog with
this crazy lady?
An anxiety a person who hires a rover because she's so anxious from taking
force
care of the
the
dog. Yeah, that she can't handle it, and now we got a text this morning. Sorry, at the hospital in a bad way. I will keep you posted on my condition.
She gonna keep paying at least?
She's paid up till Saturday.
Okay. Bill goes up,
I'll keep you posted on my condition. That sounds like a foist.
Hopefully she's wealthy.
Yeah.
The bill goes up. And Wes, thank you for giving us that update. Please update us again on Monday. But that's going to do it for Hard Factor this week. Let's spin, fellas, for the Hive Five next week. So pull up that wheel. All right. Here we go. Hive Five next week is going to be.
Take me off. I'm off next Friday. Take me off.
You're
I'm
off
just
next
kidding.
Friday?
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
I was like, what? Oh, and he got the high five
Yes,
too.
finally.
The wheel heard
like
your
that
talk,
joke.
Wes.
The wheel did not like that
response.
joke.
Hey, I'm looking forward to doing the Hive Five. I haven't done it. I don't think.
There we go. Wes's first Hive Five next Friday will be a
And he's
really
getting
big
coffee.
treat.
The wheel.
Coffee.
Listen, this is fair.
The wheel.
The wheel is just.
It is.
It is so just. I mean, every time we spin it, it just proves its worth. It's
The wheel's smarter than all of us.
incredible.
It really is.
Yeah.
And
Will's
back on TikTok.
Yeah. It likes how you do TikTok,
This will be this is quite a run on it. This is like Mark's blog run a while back.
That's behind this. That's how you make the
TikTok
sausage.
run.
That's the after work. Yeah.
Right.
It's all done by the wheel.
Yeah. It's all done by the wheel.
Done by the wheel.
Randomization. Well, not really. It's actually just a higher entity with the better knowledge than all of us, honestly. Thank you.
You want to put up a wheel? Is Manuel going to regret poking the bear with the fat boy?
No, that's just a guarantee.
Yes or yes.
That's a guarantee. What are the two options? Yes, and yes.
And yes. Yeah. Just do one option. Have it spin.
Why don't we either Severed or Dan's just send us an engagement letter?
They said Dan said
we'll
he would.
We'll do $10 an hour, and let's go.
Please, guys, we got to get on this. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. Thank you as always for listening. Please share and save our videos. Please share and save our videos on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and now Snapchat. That's the way you can help us grow. That's a lot of the way people get exposed to the podcast. Tell your friends, tell your family. Spread the word. Hard Factor is here to give you the news. Donate to Big Natty's Day or the Hard Factor store, whichever one you want to do. But most importantly, get out there and have a great fucking Friday and a great fucking weekend.
Hard Factor. Cheat on the news. Patreon.com/Hard Factor.